Hey y'all, TamikiaTT here. We in what you might call quarantine realness. I'm sitting on my floor. I'm going to give it a little bit for the folks to join in, and then I'll get started. Hey, hi Michael Riley. Hello. How are you? Hey, Abby behind my mama. Hey, sis. How's it going? Hi, Shar. Hey, boo. I didn't think anybody was, up. It's 10 after 9 here on the East Coast. Hello, hello. I'm just eating some oatmeal raisin cookies. JB, am I saying that right? JB, welcome, welcome. Hi, Kirsten Terrell. Hey, Miss Flex Flex. All right. I don't plan to be on here long. I never plan to be on here long. It just happens to be that way. But I really don't plan to be on here long, especially because I'm back to work. I started work yesterday. I'm exhausted. Um, it's still early for the insomniacs. Very true. Very true. I'm in that club too. I just wanted to come in here really, really quick because I got a couple of Mother's Day gifts. I wanted to open them here, and then I also wanted to give you guys an update because I'm back to work. Thanks to the pandemic, I am back on the job. Yes, yes, yes. Thanks to the pandemic, I don't have childcare yet. I do have some lined up, but she's not open yet. So she is most likely going to open next week. So I'm already a week behind. I was originally supposed to go back to work May 4th because of the pandemic and the unsurety of things. And having such a young baby, I said that 4th probably doesn't work. Let's push it out to the 11th. So here I am. So, really quick, a girlfriend of mine sent me these balloons. Oh my gosh, it's a monstrosity. So you got all of these, plus a really fun, huge Happy Mother's Day balloon with fire. So that was really nice. That came on Sunday. Uh, I've never gotten like a balloon. I think I just woke up, baby G. He's over here laying on the floor. I think I just woke you up. Did I wake you up? I put all the balloons on top of you, didn't I? I probably did. Thanks. The cats haven't turned that. No, because it's all just up, and it's just on a weight. And my cats are old. They don't care. All right. I have a card from Sandra Wiley that she sent me. Oh, it's a card she said that she made. Oh, this is so nice. Okay, and I've only seen the top of the card. Okay. Um, this is to a lot of people. This is my first official Mother's Day. Last Mother's Day, I was pregnant. I did consider that a Mother's Day for me, but a lot of people did not consider it an official Mother's Day. I get it, but I don't know. This is my first Mother's Day that I get to spend with the baby. So, JP, those months went fast. Yes, yes, baby G will be 7 months in 2 days. So I've been off of work for almost 7 months. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Thank you, JB. Thank you. So here is, uh, okay. I'm just now opening all of this. I feel bad because I didn't open it on Sunday. I was so exhausted. On Sunday, I was up late Saturday, and then I got up early on Sunday to straighten up, clean up, because my acupuncturist had come to do a home visit. It was really nice getting acupuncture. I hadn't had acupuncture in over a month due to the pandemic, so it was really nice getting the treatment. That was a nice little treat for myself for Mother's Day. So I was forced to pull out the vacuum. Um, so I was kind of up doing that, taking out trash, putting away recyclables, like just a bunch of boxes that I had in here that needed to go out. They were crowding my foyer, so she wouldn't feel all cluttered and stuff when she got here. So I did all of that Sunday morning after a late start. She came Sunday afternoon, and then long story short, I didn't even get to eat until probably like 9 p.m. That was my first meal all day long. I tried to order from Carrabba's through Uber Eats. That was a whole debacle. The food never came from Carrabba's. 2 hours later, it never came. I ended up getting, I think, like Taco Bell or something like that, just to eat something. And then by the time I ate that, I was out like a light. And then I thought I would do this live yesterday, but you know, it was a full day Sunday. It was, a full day Monday. I'm glad that I fell asleep early on Sunday because I was able to get up. My day started at 6 a.m. on Monday. I got up, I fed the baby. Then we went out for a walk. We came back from the walk. I took a shower. I started to set up my computer for work. I fed the baby his first bottle. I've been practicing his breast to bottle, then back to breast routine. We started that last week. So I fed him for his first bottle, and then I pumped, and then I had a meeting at 10 o'clock. So got all that done before 10 a.m. And I think he went down for a nap, and then I had another meeting at 11:30. During that meeting, I fed him his food, and then I think he got another bottle, and I think eventually he went down for a second nap. But it was a day. Monday was a day. I was exhausted at the end of it. It's one thing to be physically tired, but then to be mentally tired on top of it, it was just too much. So that was Monday, and then today is not like a walk day, so I was able to kind of chillax a little bit this morning, and that full paycheck is great, but I know it's a struggle to balance. It is. It is. Um, so I got a computer like down here, my work computer down here, so I can see the comments when they come in because I think I'm just gonna miss it. I'm doing a live off my phone. So yeah. So Monday was a bit much. So here we are, Tuesday, second day in. Baby G is doing great. Like I can tell you, I've been on a couple of internal meetings. People got way more background noise than I do. Folks have been telling me I was worrying about it for no reason. Everybody has kids in their background, all of that. I just feel away. I don't know. I just feel away. So it is what it is. I'm just trying to be as professional as I can. I always feel like as a woman, in a male dominated field, like I work in IT, and a lot of my customers are law attorneys and law firms, which is also a male dominated field. So it's just, I just feel like sometimes the perception, like sometimes you walk in the door and they don't want to deal with you anyway just because you're a woman. And add to the fact to that I'm black. And then I got a baby crying in the background. Like I could just imagine all the little things going on in people's heads, which I'm just imagining. It doesn't mean that's actually happening, but this is how I see it, and it freaks me out. So I want to be and remain as professional as I possibly can. So I'm that's what I mentioned to my manager. I don't mind being on customer calls as long as I'm not leading them. So I can control when I'm on mute and when I'm not on mute in case he decides to have an outburst. But he's been really, really good during the day. We get into the afternoon, he gets a little out of place. After he's had a couple of naps, he gets a little out of place in the afternoon. Somebody apologize for a rooster. You sure they were in the ghetto? Because I got coworkers that have farms in their homes, so they've got all kinds of things walking around their yards and stuff. People have dogs, kids. Yes, I think we're all sort of accustomed to hearing animals, like even cats, meowing in the background on meetings, in addition to dogs. But kids and babies, completely different thing. I know we're seeing it a lot on TV. You got the news people reporting from home, and their kids or their other family are stepping into um, the camera and all of that. But it is what it is. I have to, it's something I have to get over, and everybody else is saying, the fact of the matter is I've been out of it, so I've not been experiencing it with everyone else. So maybe if I just experience it a little bit more with everyone else, I'll feel better about my situation. So that it is what it is. Everybody at home with the kids, we're all making do. I know. I don't mind it. I mean, even before the pandemic, I've been on meetings where coworkers of mine, male coworkers of mine, like it was clear that they had a baby in their lap, and the baby is just cooing away, and we're on a customer call, and I'm like, gee, that's not very professional. But nobody said a thing, nobody batted an eyelash, nobody skipped a beat. But I think it's just different when it's a man versus a woman. I don't know. It's just the way I feel. It's just something that's within me. I have to get over it. It is what it is. She said it was her neighbor's rooster, and they have 2 dozen that crow all day. Wow, I thought roosters only did the sun up. Uh, Meanwhile, my dog was asleep. She didn't even know I had pets. I know it's crazy, but I don't know. I had the least amount of background noise than everybody else. So the good news is, like, baby G, he's up now. He's kind of just chilling over here on the floor, but he's not saying anything. Anyway, let me get back to this card. So it says, Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to the world's greatest single mom. Tamika, and she used our picture. Isn't this nice? Oh my gosh, thank you, Sandra. It says, words cannot express how proud of the mother you've grown to be. You've embraced motherhood like a champion, truly exemplified how to be a great single mom. I'm glad I found you, and we're forever bonded by blessings God has given us both. You are doing an awesome job raising baby G and deserves the new Mother of the Year award. Oh, thank you. Happy first Mother's Day. Love always, Sandra and Pebbles. Oh my God, that is so sweet. Thank you. Oh, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry, but thank you, Sandra. Like I said, I'm just now opening that. She also sent a gift, which I kind of sort of opened, in the packaging. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know who it came from, but it's a mom bracelet. So it's in this little black bag. So I have no idea what this looks like. Infinity Collection. Let's see. Oh, it's like a little charm bracelet. Oh, and this is a mother's love is forever. And I guess maybe that's sapphire. That might be baby G's birthstone. I'm not sure what his birthstone is. What's October? Does anybody know? Um, it's because I'm a new mom. Yeah. Miss Lex, part of it is because I'm a new mom, and part of it is just because I'm a woman, and I just feel like people in the corporate world think women belong at home with the kids and not in the office. And that's why a lot of businesses don't like to hire women, especially if they have children. So I know this for a fact, just in the industry in general, and a lot of corporate America. Things are changing, but everybody's not that way. You still got some old boys club kind of things going on. So that's in my mind. Like even in college, as a TA, for one of the more difficult professors, as the head TA for one of the more difficult professors, I had a student literally email the professor calling me an idiot. And I know this for a fact because the professor forwarded me the email. So I read it verbatim. He not even basically, he straight out called me an idiot. And he demanded that one of the other TAs, who I was the only female, the other TAs were male, that one of the other TAs grade his assignment. Now, I gave this kid all the chances in the world. I missed a class, you know, trying to work some things out with him. I even said maybe I was too harsh. I can give you a few more points. He refused it and said he was just going to ask the professor if he could have it regraded. And I said, okay, fine. He made his email to the professor. The professor asked me what was going on. I let the professor know what was going on, and he said, "No, we're not going to change it. I'll just tell him you'll add some more comments and leave it at that." Like, I didn't ask the professor to be the TA. He came to me and asked me to be his TA. I had not TA'd anywhere for anybody before this, and he wanted me to be his lead TA. And I needed money, so it was a paying position. So I did it. But it's like, even in college, this is what I was getting from a student who was under me. So it's just, I don't know, the mentality is out there. Maybe I'm crazy, but it's not so much the people at my work. It's kind of like the people I work for. You just never know. Opal is October. Oh, okay. I don't know. This is blue. I know opal is black. So either way, it's really cute, right? It's got little baby. This one says "A mother's love is forever," and then it's got little baby feet, and then another blinged out heart, and then this charm here. So that's really sweet. Um, Thank you, Sandra. I love it. I love it. I don't know if you're on here. I'll call you tomorrow. It's late. I'll call you tomorrow. All right. Sapphire is September. Okay. Oh, well, it's cute. Maybe it's just blue. Blue for boy. Who knows? Either way, it's cute. I love it. Um, my cat. No, that's not even the cat. That's the baby messing with the balloons. I told you he was quiet. He's been going after the strings um all day today. I've been having to like pull him because he's sticking everything in his mouth. So, but that's the baby messing with the balloons. The cats are like chill, not even over here. Yes, women are held to a different standard in the STEM field, and we internalize that. Yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah. What are you doing? You better not put that in your mouth. I'm glad he's enjoying it. All right, I have one more card because I'm making this longer than I ever intended it to be. This is coming from a cousin of mine. She's an older cousin, but a cousin of mine in North Carolina. She sent me a thinking of you card. And it says, thinking of you. Oh, you know what? I think she made this herself. This looks very handmade. Even the flower looks like sketched, right? This is totally handmade. And everything inside the card is handwritten. So this is thinking of you on Mother's Day. Tamika, wishing you a wonderful and happy Mother's Day. I love you, surely. And then it says, may he grant you according to your heart's desire and fulfill all your purpose. Psalm 24. Oh, and then there's a little bit of money in here. There's $20, and it says this money is for Jaden. I made him a blanket in January and never sent it, and now it's hot. I found the box, and it is still wrapped up. Oh, I have to thank her. I messaged her for Mother's Day. I told her that I did see her card. I had not read it yet. So I have to reach back out to her again and thank her again for this. This is so sweet. Oh. So I want to say, if you were following me on Instagram, I've been doing this whole outfit of the day thing with Baby G, and I said I would do it for 30 days because we were stayed in, and I don't dress him when we don't have anywhere to go. And he has all these 3 to 6 month clothes that he would likely just outgrow and never get a chance to wear since we were all stuck in the house. So I just started dressing him every day for the purpose of having an outfit of the day. And Coincidentally, day 30 was Mother's Day. So I bought a special shirt for him that said Mommy's First Mother's Day. Um, Also, I didn't mention this in my Instagram post, but Mother's Day was also my sister Gwen's birthday. And to be honest, there was so much going on, I didn't even realize the date of it being May 10th. I was talking to my aunt who was really close to my sister. They were like besties. They're the same age. And she said, "Oh, I know today's probably hard for you." And I was like, "Why?" She said, "Oh, it's Gwen's birthday." And I was like, "No, it's not. It's oh, it is May 10th." I'm like, "I'm sorry. It's just so much going on. I didn't even realize that it was May 10th, my sister's birthday." So I feel like that just another coincidence, right? That my first Mother's Day is Gwen's birthday, especially since I dedicated my entire journey to her. I just felt like that just made Mother's Day like super extra special for me, and I was just so glad to be able to share the day with her in that way. Um, so happy birthday to Gwen, and happy Mother's Day to her as well. And I'm glad I got to share my first Mother's Day with her. So that was really really cool. Um, and there was Heidi. Yeah, that's my cousin. Well, this is older folk. So I am the youngest of all my siblings. My oldest sibling is 18 years older than me. So this cousin is probably along that vein, about 16 or 18 years plus older than me. But we've been talking quite a bit. She calls me, she knocks on my rock every now and again, and I'm always happy to hold conversation with family. This is my cousin on my dad's side, which I didn't get really close to his side of the family until after he passed away. So I'm really glad to maintain these connections on his side of the family. So this was really, really, really great, really, really special. So I didn't do much on Mother's Day. I didn't intend to do much. I didn't intend to go out or make a whole big thing. Um, I really just wanted to spend the time just kind of easy breezy, especially since I was going to work the very next day. These things sort of came to me as a surprise. I didn't know any of these things were coming. So this was really, really sweet. And I appreciate everybody who reached out to me on Instagram. Um, um, all the folks who reached out to me on my personal Facebook, on my post to wish me a happy Mother's Day, and everyone who especially wish me a happy first Mother's Day. It's been really great. It's been really special. I feel all the love and all the support. And let me just make sure I'm not missing any messages over here. He's got a great grip. Okay. Creator friends. How was your niece with Mother's Day and her mom's day? Um, my niece was good. I mean, we're still quarantined. See, my niece don't like to stay still, and she is here, there, and everywhere. And I want to say, like last week, her and the little niece were in Daytona, and we were still on. Was it last week or the week before? I want to say we were still on the stay-in order, and she was in Daytona, but we were pretty much at the end of it. Either way, she can't stay still, so she don't get to come over here. I told her stay over there. We don't need all that extra, whatever extra germ she doing moving out and about. Because every time I talk to her, she out running around somewhere. So she stayed over there. Um, she called her. We video chatted earlier in the morning. I think I was still asleep because I was up late. You get yourself all caught. Come here. Come on, say hi to the people. You see the people? Say hi. Oh, now he's just looking at the light. Say hi. You want to say hi to the people? Now he's looking at the computer. I'm sorry. But yeah, so they were good. I think it was probably 3 in the afternoon by the time I started getting around to making my Happy Mother's Day. He said, "Hi, handsome. Hi." I can move this down a little bit. Like angle that down. Say hi, handsome. Yeah. Say hello. Yeah, he's saying I'm shady. He's been really shady. My acupuncturist was over here. He gave her all kinds of shade. He is legendary with his side eye and shade. Okay, side eye and shade. But yeah, so it was good. It was good. I mean, I'm just happy to be recognized. I don't, necessarily need gifts or anything like that. But I just, it's nice for somebody to just tell me Happy Mother's Day. And the compliments, I'm so not great at receiving compliments. Naomi and my 5-year-old say hi to the baby Jaden. Almost on the spelling. Remove the I and change the E to an O, and you got it. Say thank you. Thank you. He's looking at the computer down here. Say thank you. But yeah, so I'm not good at receiving compliments. I'm learning to just say thank you. Because I'm awkward with them. You got it. You got it, Shar. I'm awkward with them. And I'm trying not to be so awkward. I am probably one of the most low key kind of people that you'll meet. I don't need or care to be in any spotlight, and too much attention kind of makes me uncomfortable. And I'm just here to do me. I'm just here to do me. Hi, Misha. Thank you. Thank you. It was a really, really great day. Really, really great day. I worked hard. I did. I did. Thanks, sure. I did. I worked really hard. And just to update, you might be thinking, I might want to try this again. I have been mentioning it. I was going to try to do an IVF retrieval before going back to work. I mentioned in a previous live that I rethought that once I started doing the math. And um, so now the plan is to um, do the egg retrieval next year, at the beginning of the year, and just try next year. So if it happens right away on the first transfer, then baby G will have pretty much just turned 2 by the time the baby's born, provided I go to at least early term. So I'm excited about that. I have made a phone call to the cryo bank, and they are able to get me some more of Jaden's donor for me to try with that. But I have also made the decision that whatever I am going to do in regards to creating a sibling, that will end in 2021, right? So I think I only have maybe 2 more egg retrievals in me, um, and however many FETs I can get from those 2 egg retrievals. Although I'm not expecting very much, considering I got 1 transfer per egg retrieval. At 38, I'll be almost 41 at this point. So um, I'm trying to stay grounded in reality about what may or may not happen. I definitely went into this wanting one and a sibling. All I can do is try. However, now that I have a child and I am a mom, which was the ultimate goal, I cannot justify continuing to spend thousands and thousands of dollars trying for a sibling. So after 2021, unless a man comes into my life and we can get it done naturally before I'm like 45. I mean, I don't know. I feel like after 2021, the shop will just be closed. And we'll just go on about that. But I don't want to stay completely closed. I still have my heart set on a sibling. But maybe if I meet somebody, he'll be a single dad, and baby G will get a sibling that way. Don't put that in your mouth. Give me this. Give it, give it, give it. So yeah, the buck stops as far as IVF is concerned. The buck will stop next year. I just can't justify continuing to spend that kind of money. Even though I have insurance, it's still a lot of money with the PGS testing and everything. So, and my deductible, it's still a lot of money. So, I can't justify it. I got student loans, I got student loans I could be paying off um, if it weren't for, this what I've spent in this journey. So, I got to think about the future and all of that. Let's see. I'm taking the donor out of retirement. Yeah, that's the thing about cryobanks. They'll pull a donor down off the site so you can't purchase them anymore. They'll say they're sold out and retired. And in all actuality, it could just be that the donor has maxed out the number of families that they've sold to, and so they want to pull the donor back. Or maybe that have reported pregnancies, the donor's maxed out on the number of families, so they just pull the donor back and don't sell anymore. Or it could be that the donor just doesn't want to come back and give any more samples. So they're just trying to sell out on whatever they have, but they do maintain um, vials for siblings for this very thing. So when I first called, I told the woman, I said, listen, I know, he's sold out and retired. On the website, I was hoping y'all had some in the back for a sibling. And she said, oh, well, no, we don't have any more. But what we can do is try to reactivate him. He's eligible for that if he wants to. So that's the other thing. He has to want to be reactivated for that purpose. And whatever they would get from him for the reactivation would be for me and me only, not for them to sell anymore. The thing about that is that costs some money. The last time I checked the price, it was about $3,500 for that. So that was kind of the worst case scenario as far as getting the sperm. But when she said, "Well, how do you plan, to use the sperm?" and I said IVF, then all of a sudden she was like, "Oh, well, let me talk to my manager to see if we have any IVF vials." Well, if you didn't have any, why wouldn't you just say that you had IVF vials? So then that was a Wednesday. She told me to call back on Friday. I called back on Friday, and that's what she basically told me, that they do have vials. They have to create the IVF vials. It's just a matter of how many do I want. So if you can create IVF vials, you're creating them from something. I have to presume an ICI vial. So you did have vials back there. I could have purchased an ICI vial from you if I really wanted that. But I understand what they're doing. They're just, she said she had to ask her manager. The manager was okay with releasing the vials to me. And so that's what we're doing. I have not purchased the vials yet. They were supposed to call me. I've not received a phone call from them. It's been over 2 weeks. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, is calling them and finding out what's going on with my sperm, even though I don't plan to use it until next year. But they're also, because of the pandemic, they've got something going on where as long as I make the purchase before June 1st, I'll get 6 months free storage. So they need to hurry up with my sperm so I can purchase it so they can give me my 6 months free storage. Or maybe they're intentionally trying to hold back on it. I don't know. Either way, I'm just grateful that there's an opportunity for me to have a full sibling, because I was really stressing over that. Okay, my cousin just had a oops baby with her new boo. Following divorce, her first child is 18. Oh, that's a true oops. How she feel about starting over? She just got out of the she just got out of the kid business. She jumped right back in. That's being less than transparent though. Shows we gotta call and be annoying. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Anybody can call and say, listen, I got a baby, this is that and the other, but it's not like she spent the time to look up my profile or anything, but I did report my pregnancy. I did report the birth of my baby, so she could have looked into my account at any time to see that I did indeed have a baby with this donor. And, maybe not give me so much of the runaround. But I think once she heard IVF, she probably thought, ooh, expensive. Let me not give her the most expensive route for getting more sperm, and let's see if we can get her something out of the bag. But I also heard from one of the women who was using him, because I am in contact with a few women that are using the same donor, is that somebody had asked for him to come back and to give more sperm, and he wasn't interested. So she told me that after I had this conversation with the cryobank. So I mean, it's kind of a blessing that they do have some back there. And I asked her how she knew this information, that he just didn't want to come back. And she was just coming off of work, and she was wanted to go to sleep. So I didn't get the full story there. But I can understand, he just needed money, wanted to do it one time and didn't want to do it again. He is an open ID donor, so I can imagine he doesn't want too many floating around out there. So, who knows? But I'm hopefully I can call them and go, what's up with my vows? Can I purchase them or not? Find out what's going on there. They didn't give me the call back. She told me it would take about a week, so I gave them a week plus another week, and now this is going on a third week. So, and I still haven't heard from them. So they really need to get up on it. So I'll call them and see. But yeah, but that's pretty much all we have going on here. Um, I've just been home in my quarantine greatness. Um, my hair is like partially relaxed, partially natural. So it is not in its best form today, hence the scarf. But they did reopen the hair salons and nail salons here in Florida this past month, yesterday. And so my hairdresser made sure to text me that the salons were going to be open on Monday, and I was like, all right, I'll come next Saturday. But then there were stipulations. I didn't read up on the stipulations. One of the stipulations is I can't bring the baby. So the baby goes everywhere I go. So if I can't bring the baby in the salon, which means I can't come into the salon. So she's gonna come here. She's done my hair here before. I need to get up on this creamy crack, okay? I cannot be working with a baby at home and dealing with my head. Just in case I need to be on a video for a customer. I need the creamy crack back in my life. So I can go about my business. Yeah? Yeah. But my second dream in life was to be a hairstylist. So I'm not struggling, but it is a lot of extra effort. Just saying. All right. So, for all the other ladies out there, um, happy Mother's Day to you, belated, be it. So whether you're an embryo mom, an angel baby mom, a fur baby mom, you know, a donor embryo mom, an adoption mom, a god mom, an auntie who always has her nieces and nephews, whether they be fur babies or actual babies. Happy Mother's Day to you. All forms of momhood are to be saluted. Happy Mother's Day. Hopefully, you all got to enjoy the weekend, enjoy the day, and do something special amid, you know, the pandemic that's got us all with cabin fever. My nephew, my very first nephew, he's right up under my niece who lives down here now. So she's the first of the nieces and nephews, and he is the second. He is getting married over Zoom next Saturday, or this Saturday, not next Saturday. This Saturday, he's getting married. There's a little bit of family drama in there about how I got my invitation to the Zoom wedding. It didn't come from him. It didn't come from his mama. My family is something else. I just tell people families are complicated. It is what it is. But I have a sister who was invited to my Philly shower. She saw the invitation. She never responded to it. I have not heard a peep from her since. She and I were not on speaking terms prior to me sending her the invitation, but that was me extending an olive branch because, this is a big thing in my life. And, we are family at the end of the day. And just like I extended the olive branch to my mother, I extended the olive branch to her. She refused it, and I have yet to hear anything from her. So, as far as I'm concerned, she has not acknowledged me or my son in all of this time. And her son, her only son, is getting married, and I heard nothing about it. So, it is what it is. But by the good graces of all the people who are in the business, I got the invitation to the Zoom. We will be in attendance to the wedding, and I've already sent my gift ahead. So it is what it is. That's my oldest nephew. I haven't forsaken him. I don't talk to him very often. The last time I saw him was at Gwen's funeral, but I'm happy for him. I'm very proud of him. He's a really, really good guy, and I'm happy that he's found a love, and he wants to make it official. So I'm gonna be there, whether she likes it or not. All right. Yes. I'll just say stay to myself. I know it's like, the people always say you don't get to pick your family. You don't. I love them. They're my family. I love them. I ain't gotta like them. That's just the reality. I love them. I ain't gotta like them. So, people, life is too short for the drama. I'm not here for the drama. I'm not here for fakeness. I can show up to a family event and it not be a whole situation. Some people love the drama. That particular sister is a bit, she likes the drama a little bit. So I ain't there for that. I'm just there to root on my nephew and get a glimpse of his new wife. That's it. That is it. Blacklisted from weddings families is such a stress. I know. It's like, why is it so hard for me to catch an invite? And I keep hearing about the wedding. Like, I heard about the engagement from somebody who's not even in our family. That's how I heard about it at first. And then I heard that there was an engagement party the end of February, right before everything hit the fan with COVID. But I already had my coworkers were coming down to visit me this same weekend, so it wasn't like I was going to be able to fly up there anyway. So I was going to miss the party either way. But I didn't even get an invite to that. But that was at my sister's house. I don't think, even if I was in town, I don't think it would have been a good idea for me to just show up to her place because it was his engagement party. So you know how that goes. Like, I mean, families are crazy. I believe it or not, I've always been kind of the black sheep in my family. I'm not exactly sure why I've been the black sheep. It's not for like a negative reason. Maybe just because I kind of just do my own thing. We'll blame it on my upbringing that has made me incredibly independent. So I don't need to ask people for things. So I don't. And that means if I don't want to talk to you, I ain't got to. And I think people are like interested in how I'm managing to get through life without calling my older siblings or my parents, or well, my dad is deceased, but calling my mom and asking for money. The reality is y'all ain't got none. Y'all ain't never had none. I was the youngest, and everybody was coming to me and asking me for the loans because I was the most financially, fiscally responsible one out of all of us. So call it lessons learned. Like, I watched all of y'all screw up your credit and do whatever, and I decided I didn't want to do that. Okay. I think my oldest sibling, every time I talk to him, and he's always checking my pockets like, oh, that must be really expensive. Oh, you did IVF? That's really expensive, isn't it? Uh-huh. It is. It's like if he could ask me how much money I make, he would. If he could ask me to see my pay stub, he would. If it wouldn't come off so rude. I think he would, but he is always trying to find a way. Oh, what you spend on your house? I never saw your house. What's your house like? Really, dude? Like you 50 something years old. I need you to stop. Stop checking my pockets. Folks don't like to celebrate your growth. Yes, you and baby should dress up for the Zoom wedding. I kind of plan to, especially since I'm gonna have my hair did. I got some a nice little outfit I could dress him in with suspenders and a bow tie and all that great stuff. And then I can put on, one of my little maxi dresses or whatever and be all did up, makeup and everything. It's in the afternoon too, on a Saturday. I'm all for it. All for it. Put a pretty dress on and everything. Show up pretty and petty. Well, I am not Petty LaBelle, but I can be. I can be, and I have been. So, no, I don't plan to be petty. I just want to celebrate my nephew and his next stage of life. I just want to be there to support him. Um, I'm an only child. Yeah, you probably. I mean, there's pros and cons to being the only child, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you know to deal with the sibling drama. I told my sister, just call me if there's an emergency. Miss me with the petty drama. Yeah, when I moved from Philly, I kept saying, I'm close enough to hear about the drama, too far away to actually do anything about it. So it's like a safe distance, you know. Sometimes I wish I was a little further away. But when you really need to get back home, being here is pretty good. Sadly, for some people, petty drama is an emergency. That's true. Are they jealous? I don't know. I don't know that they're jealous. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in therapy about, my relationship with my mom. People have said, maybe, mothers can be jealous of their daughters. I never really considered um, that she was. There are times where I feel like maybe I've managed to accomplish things she wished she did. Um, so maybe there is a little bit of jealousy there. I don't know. But my mom's been pretty nice, with the situation. She's called me quite a few times amid the pandemic just to check on us and make sure we were doing okay. I have to give her credit for that because I haven't called her at all, and she's the older woman. My mother her birthday was right after mine, and so she's 70. Oh God, I'm 40, so she's 77. So she's up there, and I guess maybe I should check on her, but we just don't have that relationship. I'm kind of past that. She's got other kids who can check on her. Let the other kids check on her, and I can hear about it if something's going awry. you know I'll hear about it one way or the other. But I need her to show a little bit more effort. She has been showing a little bit more effort. She seems to. We've been on a few Zoom calls, so she's gotten to see the baby in action and stuff like that. um but you know let me know if I'm missing any chats. Sometimes I forget to change this to live chat instead of top chat, so I might be missing some messages in here. Let me see. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. uh, Let me see. I think I've seen everybody's messages. Broken bothered. I hope they're not broken bothered. I'm over here minding my own business. I ain't in nobody's mess. So don't bring your drama over here. I call this the drama free zone here where I live. You and I are in the same boat in regards to family, except I'm the oldest of the three. Yeah, I mean, a lot falls on the oldest. I will say that. However, the oldest in my family has failed miserably in that regard. So Gwen was the second oldest, so she kind of took up that reign. But I mean, it's sad. It's sad, but all I just say, families are complicated. That's all. Families are complicated. There's always something. You know, you love them, you don't like them, you don't get to choose them. It is what it is, right? All you scratching, don't scratch, baby. Ditto. I would dress up, have some good food, like you go to the reception too. They said that they would have a reception later. Um, you know, I think, to be honest, my nephew, how I grew up, J Dub, my nephew is J Dub. That's Jehovah's Witness, in case you don't know. So in that religion, abstinence is key. When you're courting, you're supposed to have chaperones to make sure things don't go awry and temptation doesn't become too much. And they're young kids. My nephew is in his 20s, early 20s, and I think they want to get to it. So it's like, why put this wedding off? If you ask me, this is a great excuse to have the cheapest wedding ever. And I'm thinking, shoot, if I get married, pandemic or no, I might have my wedding over Zoom. I'm all for a cheap wedding, but I do like the pomp and circumstance of, the white dress and walking down the aisle and all of that good stuff. But I guess you can have that over Zoom. I don't necessarily need a whole expensive venue. We could set something up outside and set somebody up with a camera and have all the peoples and all of that. So I don't know. I don't know. The world will be changed after this. Mine is jealous of me, and sadly, she isn't much older than me. I can date men her age. My mom also has emotional problems. Yeah, that's usually what it is. There's some kind of mental issue. That's what my counselor said. My mom is ill, and the narcissism in her will never let her admit that something's wrong. So that will never get resolved, and it's just a part of who she is. And you just got to meet people where they are. Got to meet people where they are. I like to be unbothered because when you're unbothered, it bothers them. So I take a little personal joy in being unbothered by the fact that they're bothered. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We have similar life stories. We're never on good terms. So I jumped off her emotional roller coaster. Self preservation is key. Another mantra of mine. It's taken me a long time to get there, but at some point you got to save yourself. Save yourself first, and let everybody else fend for themselves. Yes. Yin Yang and the membrane. Hey, been a while. I'm so glad you have your son. He is so cute. Thank you, Miss Lex. Thank you. I'm glad I have him too. Are you glad you have me? No? You could have somebody else. We'll see what you have to say about that in about 18 years, okay? All right. um, that explains that super quick engagement. Oh, yes. No, I don't think the engagement was quick. I don't know exactly when they got engaged, but it's a. I think the pandemic makes it very convenient to get married quick and then have something later. And that way they could get to him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that, they remain true to themselves, true to their faith, remain abstinent, and they're trying to do it the right way. I don't know how long they've been courting. Again, I don't know much about the relationship, but I heard he had a girlfriend maybe a year or so ago. So I think they've probably been courting at least a year. But again, they're young. I mean, what do you know about marriage in your 20s? Is 20s really a good time in life to get married? I don't know. I think you need to be 27 I don't think people find themselves till they're about maybe 25, and then you kind of enjoy the self that you just found. Um, hey, Boston girl, thank you. um, I think you just have to in, enjoy the self that you found at 25 for a few years, and then think about marriage. But I don't know. I hope that it's real and not just a physical thing, because they don't not. I don't think it's like it's a lust thing. I think it's maybe a real love thing. I don't know how many other women he's courted before he's found this one. But I mean, kids get married all the time, and a lot of it works, and some of it doesn't, because we change. You know, we if they haven't grown into their selves yet, it could be bumpy for them, and I just hope that they're prepared for that. I really, really do. Uh, he's my twin. Everybody keeps saying that. I don't know. I never think anybody looks like me, but I don't know. People keep saying that. I guess I guess we kind of look alike, huh? My mom said she didn't think that he looked like me, although he did look like my baby picture. But even she said, because I talked to her not yesterday, but the Monday before, she said that he was starting to look like me as well. So I don't know. We'll see. Yes, I do understand about being unbothered. Oh yes. Um, not a damn thing. That's what you know. Not a good thing. But I wish them the best with dedication and work, and a little counseling. It could work. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Oh, y'all see his teeth? He's got two teeth. He doesn't like to show them. When I try to show him to people, he sticks his tongue out. But he's got two teeth on the bottom, and he uses them. And he started to like bite. I don't know. You can see. Show the people your teeth, baby. Yeah. Show the people your teeth. Can you see? Can you see? Good. Oh, put your tongue back. Put your tongue back. Come on, show the people your teeth. It's in there. Don't bite me. There they go. Look at him. Don't bite me. Because he will. He has bitten my fingers. It hurts a lot. Oh, yes, he's chilling with us. Looks exactly like you, just two shades lighter. Yeah. How is he getting along with the cats? Don't wish that on her. um, he gets along great with the cats. Now he's interested in them. When they walk by, they catch his attention. He reaches out and he grips their tail, mostly their tail, but whatever he can grip on them, he grips. I have one cat here, Ninja. He can grip the tail. Ninja will kind of just wait until he lets go. I tend to have to ring him off the cat, because he really does grip. Like if it's the head of the cat or the back of the cat or the tail of the cat, he's got a really tough grip, and I'm often cleaning fur out of his hands after the death grip that he puts on him. But it's like if he grabs the tail, it's not enough for him to just grab it. He has to grab it and then pull it towards him. So Oreo around here gets away when he grabs his tail. Sky is like the fighter, so when he's reaching out to her, I have to watch her, because she'll swat at him, and then I gotta swat at her to keep him from getting scratched up, because they all got their nails. So, but other than that, the cats are absolutely fine. They walk around him all the time. They're up on the bed with me, with him. The only time they get out of Dodge is when he starts crying. They're like, "Oh nope, too much noise for me," and they're out of there. Uh, oh Lord, the poor kids. I know, but that's the thing about animals, right? The animals that are gonna take it will sit there and take it. The ones that won't take it will get out of the way. I do believe that they know babies when they see them, and I think the worst thing about it is it's like when the baby's laying down somewhere and I'm up on the couch by myself. Sky, more specifically, likes to get up and snuggle up under me because she hasn't been able to do that since the baby's been born. It's not really like a jealous thing. It's kind of like I miss being up under you. You always got this baby on you. So I think when he goes to daycare, um, they'll start to get a little bit more love considering that I'm home for work. What's your favorite part of motherhood? Oh, Boston girl, this is probably the third or fourth time somebody's asked me this. My response is the same every time, and it is when I'm having a really, really, really shitty day. I look down at him, and he is smiling at me like, "What's wrong? Everything's all right," and I just instantly feel better. That is the best part. The best part about being a mom. Um, I do have some videos. I'm sorry, y'all. My videos are so delayed at this point. I still got December to edit and post for y'all. I went through a lot between December and January. I was very emotional. My cycles were starting. A lot was going on with my car. This was happening. That was happening. I just saw my money was just flying out of the window. And the world was crashing in on me because I felt like um, I would have to go back to work early. But, those dark clouds cleared, the heavens opened, the sun came beaming down. Everything ended up being all right. But it was a tough, 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 tough time. And then there is a little bit on camera where I'm like crying and I'm holding him and I looked down at him and he was just smiling and I'm just like, how can I be sad when I can just look at this face? So that is by far my favorite thing about being a mom. By far my favorite. So my second favorite is, I don't know, maybe dressing up the same. Dressing up the same. Do I feel he looks like you? No, I don't. I put his birth picture up with like my early hospital picture, and we do look just alike, like twins. Um, but I feel like he's grown out of me. And I feel like he doesn't look like the donor, right? Because all the other children that I have seen pictures of have features of the donor that are very evident to the donor's pictures. Like they have the donor, like the donor has like these wide, round eyes. Jaden doesn't have that. He has my eyes. My lips are about the same as the donor, so that could go either way. The cheeks are about the same as the donor, so that could go either way. Jaden has my nose, so it's just kind of like I'm glad he has my nose because that's my dad's nose. So glad to see a little bit of my dad carry on here. So I feel like amongst the other children who I think look just like the donor, Baby G doesn't look like the donor to me. So that says that he looks more like me than he looks like the donor, but I just don't see me in him. And a lot of people say that my brother and I, even though he's 2 years older than me or a year and 9 months older than me, that we're like twins. I don't see it in me and my brother, but other people do, you know. So I think it's that kind of thing. I never think anybody looks like me, even when they do, you know. So, and my brother kids me about it all the time. So he probably does look like me, and I'm just in my own world, like, nope, nope, nobody looks like me. Sorry, I don't see it. But I'm sure he does. He definitely looks more like my side of the family than he does the donor for now. Uh, am I back to work yet? Yes, I went back to work. I started yesterday. I started yesterday. And but the baby is here with me this week. Next week he'll be in daycare. Let's see. I have my dad's nose as well, and I'm his only child. I hope my kids get it. I actually found a donor on Zytex that I hope is still around in a couple years. I don't know. you might want to buy that donor. In a couple of years, they might max out on the families, and that donor goes, off the rails. You really like them, it's probably worth it. I mean, some people aren't as, you know, hell bent on the donor situation, and that's fine. It's Everybody's different as far as like how they pick their donor and stuff. But I literally went through the profiles like I was interviewing my husband, and I wanted to choose him because I thought I he'd be somebody I would date, at least on paper. Not that I'm going to be out here looking for him and hopefully we can fall in love. There are stories out there like that with the donors. I don't know. This kid is way younger than me. Not that that would bother me. Hmm. That actually might work out. Anyway, I just, I really, really, really like my donor. And no, mommy's cookies. And I struggle with the idea of having to pick a different one for a sibling. Just saying. I didn't I didn't have three donors that I limited it down to and picked one or had a first, second, third choice. I didn't. I had one donor. He was it, and I stopped looking. Kind of like finding a wedding dress. You find that one and you stop looking. So I stopped looking. Mm, did me and my friend make up? Nope. No, we have not. We have still yet to speak. Um, she has continued to be absent. Um, no call, no text, no comment, no like on social media. We're not unfriended, unfollowed each other. I know she sees the post. How can she not? There are some posts where Facebook tells me that she's seen it, and she's decided to not respond. My birthday came and went, didn't hear from her. Mother's Day has come and gone, didn't hear from her. Her fiance, on the other hand, has been reaching out quite a bit. I think maybe just trying to be some kind of intermediary um, to keep us connected in some way. I don't know. He hasn't said specifically that that's what he's trying to do, but he's been around for a long time. My godson will be 7 this year. 7 or 6? I'm so bad with birthdays. I'm horrible. 7. He will be 7 next month. And he has never liked as much or commented as much on my posts on social media, even going as far as reaching out to me on Facebook Messenger, which he's never done. So he did reach out to me on Messenger, wishing me a happy Mother's Day. Said God bless me, God bless the baby. Um, which I thanked him, and I said happy Mother's Day to her as well. I'm not gonna say her name on here, but I used her name, and then he didn't respond back. So I don't know if he told her that I said happy Mother's Day and maybe she got mad and so he just didn't respond back, or maybe she told him to stop reaching out to me or whatever. I don't know. But I just, I thanked him and I said happy Mother's Day to her. And then I didn't hear nothing back after that. I don't know what's happening. Hey Tashima. Am I working from home? Yes. My regular everyday is working from home. So even prior to the pandemic, I worked remotely. My company is based out of Chicago. I am one of maybe 2 employees of the company that lives in Florida. So my entire job is here at home. when I'm not traveling. Anyway. Oh, we're hell bent because of my partner's nationality, and how few donors of color there are out there. I hear you. I mean, I get it. You want the baby to look like a combination of you, however you can get it. I get it. A cougar. I don't mind being a cougar, Tashima. I think I need to be a little older though, um, before I become a cougar. Like, I think I got to be like in my 50s or 60s as a cougar. Being a cougar at 40 ain't gonna work for me. That's way too young. Actually, right now, I feel like I need a cat daddy in my life. The only problem with that is most cat daddies don't want to be changing diapers. You know what I mean? So, it's a catch 22. But I for sure need a cat daddy in my life. We don't even have any donuts we like, and this is Zytex California crab. We're picky. Yeah. I mean, there's a few crab banks out there. I'm gonna tell you. I only looked at California Crab Bank because that was a crab bank that my RE gave me. It didn't dawn on me to really try anywhere else. But at the time that I was looking, I wanted an African American donor. There were only 22 who had African American in their ethnicity profile at all. 22 out of all of their donors. Pardon me. I oh my god, this fur all on my arm. I looked at all 22 profiles. I think of the 22, I was remotely interested in only 7. And of those 7, I think 5 like sold out within the next week or so of me favoriting them. All the ones that I liked the most sold out the quickest and never came back. So because of that, so the ones I had left, I wasn't exactly, completely sold on them. Not to mention that most of the African American donors were anonymous. So that also gave me pause because I wanted my donor to be open ID or as open as I could get them. But if I was going to settle on an anonymous donor, I had to absolutely be in love with them. And I wasn't there on the donors that were left. So I had to expand my horizons to other ethnicities. Fortunately, I was able to find another minority, which is Dominican. It's a minority. And they are people of color. Although mine is a light-skinned Dominican. But just like us African Americans come in different shades, so do other peoples of color. So it is what it is. My dad was, I wouldn't say he was high yellow. He was kind of red bone because I believe my dad's mother was mulatto. So, it is what it is. Let's see. Wait until Janet gets bigger and takes your last cookie. That happened to be with my daughter. She got the same appetite as me. Almost at 5 years old. I'm telling you, not my oatmeal raisin. Those are the only cookies I like to enjoy is oatmeal raisin. Because I'm not a big fan of chocolate. I will tell you this though, because he's eating solids now. And sweet potato was his second food that he tried. And the other day I had Boston Market and I was trying to eat it and I had to have my sweet potato casserole. And he was eyeballing me. And I said, okay, I feel bad. So I gave him like just little bits of the sweet potato casserole, not any of the sugary parts, but because I know the whole thing has sugar in it. So I was trying really not to give it to him. But I mean, he smacked on those sweet potatoes. I was like, ugh, I had to share my sweet potato casserole, but sooner or later I'll be sharing my plate. I'll be sharing my plate. But you know what's funny? At my Philadelphia shower, um, my niece, my my brother's stepdaughter, but she's my niece altogether. Her son, her youngest child, she came to the shower, and once she got there, I had not. That was my first time meeting this baby, and so I had him on my lap. So when the food came out, I had to share my plate. So it wasn't a horrible experience. Um, it did slow me down on the food, but I didn't mind sharing. It was enough to go around. So as long as Jaden doesn't eat all my sweet potato casserole, that's all. Or either that, or we just going to have to buy an extra one so he can have his own. A friend that I had known since 2001 stopped talking to me when she started having trouble with her marriage. She unfriended me. She has since divorced. I think she's. Oh, hold on. I think she's embarrassed about the divorce. She stopped talking to you because she was married? You know why she stopped talking to you? I know we often don't know why they stopped talking to us, but she might be. Or you know what? She may have stopped talking to you. Well, she was having trouble. But why would she be embarrassed? Because she was getting a divorce. The divorce ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't know. I will never understand people. I learned a long time ago that I will never understand why people do what they do. So I stopped trying to understand people. It would be nice if people just said how they felt and say what they mean, and explain why they do certain things. But in reality, we don't get it. It pains me to not know when it affects me, but that's the reality. If he's doing all that, she's talking about you to him. She may be. She may be, Boston girl. I mean, she was trying to hook me up with his best friend, and they talk a lot. Although he's got his own situation, so I wasn't really interested in any of that. But when we're in each other's presence, there's chemistry there. But he's got a whole situation. I am not a home wrecker. You can keep that over there. But it's like since I announced my pregnancy, I ain't heard from this dude like at all. So I mean, he's liked a few posts. He's commented congratulations and stuff like that, but he's not like reaching out like he trying to holler anymore. And maybe that's all good for me. I'm fine with it. Like I said, he's got a whole situation, but I think you know it's a very, very long term friendship. We've known each other since the sixth grade. We've taken a break in our friendship before. I didn't know why we were taking a break then, but she reached back out to me, and it was like, we didn't lose time at all because I just feel like she just, maybe, sometimes people grow apart in friendships. We become different people. And I think that's what that was. Our friendship kind of took a break when we were in college. And then by the time we got back together, I had moved down here. So this time around is very different, though, because I just felt like for some reason things kind of took a split. But I mean, if you are not happy with me, it's fine. You can be unhappy with me, but I feel like she took it out on my son, and I don't think that's fair. So for that reason, I don't know. I don't know that we could ever be the same. Even if we did started talking again, I don't think it would be the same. I think I've had enough time to sort of dwell on this situation where I'm seeing things I didn't see before about the nature of our relationship as a whole. And I kind of see her in a different light now. And for that reason, I don't think the friendship will ever, ever, ever be the same. Could I be cordial with her? Absolutely. I don't have any ill will or hate. I wish her well. Um, could we hang out if she was open to an honest conversation? Would I be open to it? Sure. Um, it'd be nice to have one to just let it go. But on the live I did 3 months ago where I just said I needed to purge it, that's what I did. I purged it. Now she's still sort of present. And certain things, I see her name, I see posts. I've liked her posts, not really commented it, but I liked it. Her son is my godson. I do still intend to send gifts for his birthday like I did last year. Um, his birthday is in a few weeks. So I do still intend to do that. I mean, she can send the gifts back if she really doesn't want them, from me. I didn't reach out to her for Mother's Day, not directly. I indirectly wished her a happy Mother's Day. I didn't directly wish her one. So it's maybe I'm being petty. I don't know. I I don't know. I just I don't know why things are the way they are right now. I can only speculate, but I don't really know. I wish she would just say exactly what it is. Um, she's fishing for info and terrible attitude. You think she fishing for info? Fishing for info where? Like through her fiance? You think she fishing for info? Or do you think maybe if he reaches out to me, the question is, did I mention her at all? Am I asking about her? Am I using him as a vessel to find out what's going on with her? I'm not. And maybe that's making her dig her heels in even more. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the energy at this point to analyze everything. Um if she wants to talk to me, just reach out. She's accused me of dodging her calls, which I've never done. So I don't have a need to run away from a conversation with her. As long as it goes well. If it turns nasty, then I'm just hanging up. I'm just not going to deal with it. Um, Said she stopped talking to me, but oh well, during her marriage, she was boastful. Now she seems to be hiding her face. Well, that's what's embarrassing. She was boasting, big up in her marriage, and apparently it was a farce, right? But again, people change. Who knows what happened? Why the trouble started? Who the trouble started with? Maybe she's the problem, and it's not him. You never know. People. We live in an era where people are living their best lives on social media when there's all kinds of cracks in the foundation. They build these sort of card houses that are all blinged out, with no real foundation. You blow and it all falls down. So you just never know with people. You just never know. Let's see. I'm doing double donor program and it's difficult finding African American donors. Well, what's the double donor program? I don't know what that is. Like two donors, they'll use two donors and you don't know which one is which. How does that work? Um, is he Afro Dominican? No, Tashima. His profile actually has him listed as Caucasian Dominican, Caucasian and Dominican. I don't know where the Caucasian comes from. He listed both his parents as straight Dominican, so I I don't know, but he is light skinned Dominican. He's not one of the darker skinned Dominicans. Okay. But Boston market sweet potatoes are worth stealing. Yes, they are. They are. And I don't want to get him hooked on it because that's my food for now. I make him his sweet potatoes. He gets sweet potatoes whenever he wants. You check those. I don't know. I hold them really tight to the chest too. I don't know. It's a fight. Hey, Gator girl. How you doing, huh? She stopped talking to me after her divorce. Oh, but she started acting funny when there was trouble in paradise, right? Um, Miss Leslex. I don't know. I don't know. When people are extra and then they go south, they tend to get super, super, super embarrassed and extra quiet. So maybe she just needs a little push. Or, maybe she'll eventually get over her embarrassment and reach out again. Do you feel like the friendship is far gone? Did she do something to wrong you in any way other than just not talking to you anymore? It's possible she's just withdrawn from everybody. Do you have any other friends, mutual friends, to see whether she's withdrawn from them? Go to bed. You have work. I know, and I gotta get up and walk tomorrow. What time is it? 10:30. I'm usually up. The baby's still up, so I can't go to sleep yet. He'll fall asleep soon though, but he's taking quite a few naps today, so he's probably gonna be up for a while. October has two birthstones, opal and tourmaline. So the blue stone may have been tourmaline. Oh, so is it like kind of like a early October, late October kind of thing, Gator Girl? When are daycare opening in Florida? I don't know, to be honest. There are some daycares that never closed. They remain open for the essential workers so that they could still have daycare. My sitter does daycare out of her home, so it's not like a facility. I will say I did reach out to 3 different facilities. I have not heard back from any of them, so they must still be closed. But the sitter that I have is way cheaper. She's like $100 a week cheaper. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed in a few different ways that my time working with him at home will be short instead of longer. I got to think, since they're opening up these restaurants, like we're in phase 1 or I guess 2, I don't know, where the restaurants are open at 25% capacity, the retail stores are open at 25% capacity. With more people going to work, the daycares have to open, because how else are people going to be able to go to work? So I got to think they're probably going to open up pretty soon. I don't know. Donors for embryo. Oh, and sperm. Okay, okay, okay. Ooh, because I didn't know what that meant. You taught me something, and Yang taught me something. I feel sad a long friendship had to end. Yeah, you grieve it like a death, right? You grieve it. It's but I feel like my friendship was coming. It took a downturn about a year into my journey. So a year prior to me getting pregnant, it started to go be on the downcline. So this was something I kind of saw coming. I just wanted to see change, and it just really wasn't any. And we had a conversation 4 weeks before I gave birth as an opportunity to kind of let bygones be bygones, put the misunderstandings behind us. But it seems that none of it was squashed. Like, I guess whatever feelings that were there are still there. So I can't do anything about that. And accountability is key. Accountability is key. So I will say this. My niece told me that she reached out to her, and one thing that struck me about what was said is that I found it interesting that she said Tamika found herself a new support system. Huh. So, because I found people who understand what I'm going through, because they're either going through it or they're interested in it or they know a lot about it, and are supporting me, that's become an issue. I feel like if I was an alcoholic and I decided to go to Alcoholics Anonymous and I had a sponsor, like that would be an issue because I found support elsewhere. It doesn't make any sense to me. Um, it actually seems very immature. I don't know if that's her only reason for why, she stopped engaging with me. But that struck me, and she brought up other friends of mine. Another friend who I've also known since the 6th grade that I know she doesn't like. This friend had nothing to do with either of my showers. I don't know why that friend would have been brought up in the conversation. And she brought up another friend of mine that I met when I moved down here. I met her through work. We're still friends. She was at the shower, at my Orlando shower here, but she was not at the Philly shower. So I don't understand why these people were brought up in conversation. To me, they go hand in hand with the Tamika found another support system, almost like maybe there is some issue with me having other friends. I don't know. This is all I can speculate. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But if that's like, I've never belonged in a clique to a clique in my life. I don't really like cliques. They were just not my thing. If I ever belong to a clique, I belong to many. I don't have a problem having a set of friends over here and a set of friends over here, and you all don't like somebody over here or whatever. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm friends with you. I'm friends with you. I'm not gonna let either of you talk bad about the other. If y'all got beef, y'all got beef. I don't have beef. It is what it is. So I am going to make friends in other places. I don't understand why you feel threatened by that, if that's what it is. I'm not saying she, as far as I know, she hasn't said she feels threatened, but why else we need to bring that up? I don't know. How did I find the sitter? One of the ladies at my dentist office, her best friend uses this sitter. She's used her for her 2 kids. Her oldest kid is like 16 now. And this woman is still babysitting. And from what I understand, the friend has her husband's in the military, so they have like come and gone from the area. And every time she's come back to the area, she sought out this sitter. So she came very highly recommended, and so I'm with that, especially with the cost efficientness of it all. So I haven't met her yet. I'm actually going to meet her on Thursday. I've had a really nice long conversation with her on the phone though. Last week. Last week? The week before last. Let's see. Not sure. But my birthday is also in October the 14th. Hey, Gator Girl. You and Baby G have the same birthday. So when I look at the birth tone, sometimes it's opal, sometimes it's tourmaline, depending on the store. Okay. Well, mine never changes. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Oh, she wanted you to herself. I guess. She is very possessive of her friendships. I don't think she would deny that she's possessive of her friendships. I didn't think to this degree, but she is possessive. So, it's funny because I was talking to, bless you. I was talking to my friend about the situation, and she was saying she had a similar situation with a friend of hers. Both women are Geminis. Very, very similar behaviors. I don't know if it's just a Gemini thing. I mean, my niece is also a Gemini, so I guess in a way my niece can kind of relate. to what my friend does, my ex friend does, friend ex friend. I don't even know what to call her. I just have to refer to her as my ex friend. It's clear we're not friends right now. Hey Sky, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a Gemini thing, and as the Aries, I have a really hard time with Geminis. I don't have a good track record with them. And it's amazing that we've managed to remain friendly this long. But I think it's this kind of like the small doses kind of thing. But I don't know. I'm sure she knows other people. I know she knows other people. She's got plenty of friends that she talks to me about them. So I know she's got plenty of friends. All right. You got a bunch of friends. I got a bunch of friends. It is what it is. Uh, Personality disorderish. I don't know. I mean, listen, I don't have a degree in psychology. I can't diagnose. Everything is taken personal, possessive, hot and cold. I don't know that she's taking everything personally. I think she feels strongly about what she feels strongly about. Whether I feel is right or wrong, we don't interpret things the same way. You know, I mentioned in the other live how like she made a big deal that I missed wishing her a happy birthday by like on her birthday by like 7.5 hours. So it was like the next morning by the time I wished her happy birthday. I mean, I had also just gone through an egg retrieval. 2 days prior, or a day, 2 days prior to her birthday, where I was under anesthesia. So that's what's foremost in my mind. And you're on hormones for however many weeks, and I think um, that was my first egg retrieval, and I was on birth control for 62 days prior to that retrieval. So I was all screwed up, and I was trying to work and maintain some semblance of normalcy. I couldn't even tell you which way was up or down, what day of the week it was, let alone what day of the month. So, and that's what I tried to explain to her. It wasn't enough. But did she reach out to me and ask me how I was after I was under anesthesia for my egg retrieval 2 days prior to her birthday? No. So, but I'm supposed to put your birthday ahead of me potentially having a child out of this process that I'm paying a whole lot of money and putting my body through a lot for? In what world is your birthday more important than my eggs? You know what I'm saying? Maybe in your world, but not in my world. So we just can see that as a difference of opinion. And I was just trying to move past it. um, but she kind of followed that up with other stuff, and it just kind of, I mean, it just kept going downhill from there. So I don't. I tried. I tried to give it as much benefit of the doubt as I possibly could. It just didn't work out thus far. Uh, Jealous that you know other people. Yeah. I don't know. Do you still talk to this? I'm seeing Chicago. Oh, Sandra. Yeah. Yeah. Earlier in the video, Boston Girl, she sent me some gifts for Mother's Day. So yes, I do still talk to her. We uh we video chat pretty often. So yes, we're still in contact, and whenever I'm in Chicago, I try to see her. So yep. How many other children will she be watching? She says she taps out at 5. She has 7 on her list. Not all. That's because they don't come. They're not full time. They come like the other 2 come like once a week. Um, Baby G will be her only baby. When he goes, she had a set of twins that were coming out. So that's how the opening kind of happened. And 2 of the older children are going to school in August. So they're only going to be there till August. So she's not going to have that many. I guess she has to drum up some more. Do you plan to send him to daycare when things open? He's going to daycare next week if I can help it. Next week. I feel I've been really kind of back and forth about my feelings. I've not really um absorbed the fact that he's going to be in daycare and at home with me all day. I think because deep down, I'm welcoming the break from him. And I feel like I shouldn't welcome the break from him. Um, but as a single mom, it's been, it'll be more than 7 months. And I've only been away from him for 4 hours in 7 months. Like where he and I are not in the same place. So I think it's time for a break. You know what I mean? And I feel guilty that I'm more interested in the break and not like, oh my God, my baby's going to daycare. Because I feel like that's how I should feel. But I don't feel that way. I feel like, yes, go to daycare so I can actually get stuff done during the day. You know? So it's just, I don't know. I feel, I feel like we spent so much time. I love him to death. Yeah, if I could have stayed home with him for a year, I would have preferred that. But um it's time for a break. I don't have the family or the huge like friend situation to get the breaks from him or the play dates where I kind of get time to myself. I don't have that. And then I was trying to build the mom tribe, but then the pandemic happened, so I didn't get to meet these new moms I was trying to connect with. So that's all kind of been put aside. It's time for a break. But my schedule with him includes us going on walks together. So even while he's be going to daycare, I'm going to get up early in the morning so that I can walk 3 days a week, as long as it's not raining. And we can. That's something we'll do together, and then he'll go to daycare, provided I can get up in the morning, right? So I'm trying to find ways to help me continue to be this recovering workaholic that I am, so that I don't get so mixed up into work and start to neglect him in a way. Not like neglect him in a bad way, but just not spend the quality time with him that I have been spending. So I don't want to lose that. So I'm trying to find ways to incorporate into our routine time for us so that we can get that time in. Let's see. Gemini, she definitely is watching you. They're known to stalk. Hey, Tiandra. Are they? I don't know. Watching me how? You think she's watching this live? Maybe. She follows it. Well, she subscribes to the channel. I don't know that she ever watches any of the videos. She might be watching now. Hey, girl, if you there. I don't get along with Geminis. I know. I have a really. I mean, my niece is a Gemini. Her mother was a Gemini. We got along splendidly as long as we didn't live under the same roof. Living under the same roof is too close quarters. I think Geminis are like small doses. Like I can't be in your presence for too long because it's too much for me. Um, so as long as it's small doses, like no more than 5 days ish, maybe stretch it to 7 depending on where we are, but no more than 5 days, and we're good. We can maintain this here friendship. you know. But my sister, I mean, she's the sister that was killed in 2010 through domestic violence. But she and I got along splendidly while she didn't live in the house. When she moved back into my mother's house, we were like quite literally come to blows type situation. So it got pretty bad. It got pretty bad. So I don't, my niece, she lived here almost 6 years. That was a very volatile situation. I had to find peace like I have never found peace before in order to survive that situation. But now that she lives somewhere else, we get along splendidly, So it's like, I think as long as we're not in the same space for too long, I can work it out with a Gemini. Otherwise, eh, that's a testy situation. Testy. Some moms complain about being sad about sending kids to daycare, and I laugh because the single moms need the break. Yes. Thank you for being on the same page because I just feel like, yes, go to daycare. I'll see you at 5:30. You know what I'm saying? Yes, go. 4 hours, no lady. This is good for both of you. Yes, I know. My friend invited me to the Christmas concert in December. That was the only time I've been away from him. So it's time. It's time. And I need to, I like working. I'm a worker bee, and I love what I do, but I'm distracted with him, and it frustrates me when I can't do what I'm trying to do because he's distracting me. And wow, that's what makes it difficult for me to try to work with him home. Because a lot of people are like, oh, you work from home, you can keep him with you. No, he's way too distracting. It takes me too long to get like I'm trying to knock it out, get it done. I get tunnel vision, but I gotta watch him crawling up under the table, chewing on the coffee table, you know, trying to put the balloon strings in his mouth that probably dragged on the ground outside. You know what I'm saying? He's not crawling, he's army crawling, but he's quick. You turn your eye, he's flipped himself over and got halfway across the room. So it's like it's incredibly distracting. So I will be happy to be working undistracted. Is all I'm trying to say. That walk is a great idea. Bonding, routine, fresh air, exercise. Yes. And I started the walk in. It's a couch to 5K program. I've done it before as a challenge to myself. I hate running. I still hate running. I had to stop running because it was messing with my hips. Um, so I'm doing it again now to one, build endurance because I haven't been doing much of any exercise at all, and two, just to be moving. So for me, the couch to 5K is not so much about running, but about moving. So instead of like trying to run or trying to run, because my run is really a slow jog, but instead of trying to run, I'm power walking. So the idea is just to get up to an hour worth of exercise and no mas, no more than that. And I do that 3 days a week. And then once he's in daycare, I plan to resume the HIIT training that I was doing while I was TTC to kind of um, build the muscles and tone up a few things so that hopefully that'll get my abs in order and all of that. So I'm glad to be practicing the routine. I have an idea of when I want to pump, and I'm trying to work in 3 pumps during the workday while he's away. That's a little tricky since I got to bottle feed him and pump. So I tend to bottle feed him first, put him somewhere, and then I pump for up to 10 minutes. And then we've been kind of working that out thus far. Monday I was able to get 3 pumps in, or I should say, well, last week I was able to get 3 pumps in because we started the bottle routine last week. And then I've been to work. I've been able to get 2 pumps in. I'm trying to get 3 pumps in, so the day's been a little skewed a little bit. So as things skew later and I miss meals, I don't have anything to pump, so I don't pump. I skip the pump and try to get work done. So I hope it would make things with the sitter easier. And then I have an idea of what I'm trying to do with my day. And it's been really helpful to practice it before actually coming into work. So last week was very, very helpful. And now, if I can manage to bottle feed him while he's up against the boob, then that'll make it a lot easier for the sitter who's not going to smell like milk when she's giving him the bottle. So it's not that he don't try for the boob because he does, and I just nope, here, take the bottle. So he fusses a little bit, but when he realizes he's getting milk, he's okay. So he's a blessing in that regard. Um, Yeah, she's watching in silence. Know that. Well, I mean, hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. It makes sense since they're known to have multiple personalities. It's like having too many people in your house at one time. No, ma'am. Are they known to have? I know it's the Gemini twins. I just say the evil twin and the good twin. Which one is the main personality? Is the question. Is Couch to 5K expensive? I need something with definite goals that I can do in my complex. No, so I use this app called what is it? I can't get it because I'm using my phone right now. Basically, on the, I'll put it in the comments after the chat is over. But it's a run app. There are a bunch of 5 to K programs out there, but this one's in the app. I think I was able to get one version of Couch to 5K for free because I signed up for another thing that kind of gives you points if you go on your runs. Um, the app itself I think gave me the first 2 weeks of all the programs for free, but I think for like $9.99 or something like that, I got all the programs in there. So there were fun runs, so 5 minutes. I mean, not 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30, 50, up to an hour, up to just a complete free run for as long as you want. There's a timed Couch to 5K program and then a distance Couch to 5K program. So that one uses your GPS, and as they kind of work you up to the 5K, it's based on the distance instead of just time, the run walk intervals. There are also that app also has a 5K to 10K program as well. But I thought for like $10 that was good enough, and I got all the programs in that app. I don't know why I can't think of the name of the app off the top of my head. But yeah. As a matter of fact, you know what? I got my other phone over here. I can get it. That app should still be on here. It's called. Oh, come on. I don't know this. Oh, the battery is dying. It's called Run Double. I have an Android phone. Let me just point that out. I have an Android phone, and this app is called Run Double. RUNDOUBLE. And it has all these different plans. Let me show it to you. I don't know if that's backwards or not, but these are the plans. So you got fun runs, interval runs, Couch to 5K timed, Couch to 5K distance, and then you got 5K to 10K, 0 to 10K, 5 to 10K, like timed and distance. There's improver plans in here too. So 5K improver to get like your pace. If you want like a quicker pace, 10K event training, and even a half marathon event training program. So I'm sure there's something like this on iPhone as well. I just typed in Couch to 5K or C to 5K in there and just looked through the different apps until I found something that I liked. And like I said, I got the first 2 weeks for free. You get the first 2 weeks of all the plans, I think, in this. I don't know what they're doing now. I got this so many years ago, and I still have it. And I think it costs. It may not even have cost $10. It may have even been cheaper than that. Come on, this is my old phone, but yeah, that's called Run Double. So, um, so that's been a real saving grace for me, and it connects with MyFitnessPal, so it'll send that data over to MyFitnessPal, and I think it'll sync up with a few other things too. So I think you can get it to sync with like Fitbit or something like that too. I can't remember, but yeah. So I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. And if you on a treadmill, that's where the timed intervals come in. So if you're on a treadmill, you don't have to worry about distance. It'll just tell you walk interval, run interval. You know. All right. Zen Labs has a free couch to 5K and 10K app. Oh, okay. Is that Zen Labs? Is that iPhone, Android, both? Tashima. I'm not an iPhone user, but I hope there's something comparable. All right, 10K. Am I being chased? No thanks. I don't know. There's something about endurance. I will say this: walking, running will hike your booty way up. Okay. If I got nothing else, my booty sits up good and high thanks to this couch to 5K. Okay. So, research process for my next cycle. The research process, no. I think I've been mainly focused. Mona, hey Mona, did I say hey to you? Hey Mona, I mostly I've just been focused on getting the sperm, hopefully of the same donor. I have not locked that down yet. As far as research, I don't really feel like I need any research. I know I'll have to do all the blood work again. I'll probably have to do another HSG. Pardon me, all of the testing I plan to do the end of this year so that I can like start the new year with an IVF cycle. What I do have to figure out though is if I'm going to use my same RE who has now joined another fertility clinic, and from what I understand of that clinic, the embryologist is in Jacksonville, which is now 2 hours away. So if you were following my journey before, you know that I was traveling an hour away to go to my to go to my procedures. Not my IUIs, but all my IVF procedures. So the transfer, the egg retrievals, I had to travel an hour away. This would now be almost 2.5 hours away, depending on how deep into Jacksonville this facility is. I don't know that I want to go that far. I talked to the embryologist at the clinic that is an hour away. He suggested that I, do my procedures at their clinic, which would be better than me going to Jacksonville. But then where would I get my monitoring? I don't want to have to drive an hour away to get my monitoring done either. So that one's going to be tough. I haven't made that decision yet. And I'm going to have to figure that out before the end of the year. But I got a lot to do between now and the end of the year, like finding a new car, finding some new appliances for my kitchen, finding a new mattress. I got a lot to do's this year now that I'm back to work and can count on my steady paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. Running is the only way I lose weight fast. I hate it, but every time I hit 200 pounds, I start running and weight falls off. I know some bodies just do really well with cardio. I hate cardio. I would prefer weight training. I don't like machines. I prefer free weights. I just don't want to do the counts myself. I want somebody else to count it out for me or to count out the time and however many reps I get done, So I would love like a personal trainer type situation. Somebody who would push me to do those few extra reps when I don't want to do them. But those are expensive. So I don't know. We do the best we can. We do the best we can. As of now, I gotta count it out. Gotta count it out myself. Come on, little boy. You always getting in the way. Every single cord I got around here, you find your way into it. I can lose 50 pounds in 6 months by just running 3 times a week. I'm telling you, because the last time I did Couch to 5K, I was restricting carbs, but I've always restricted carbs. But I lost 40 pounds. They say, weight loss has more to do with what you put in your mouth. But being active goes a long way too, towards your like metabolism and stuff. So it helps to get out there and be active. And I get out there in my neoprene pants and tops and all of that to get the extra sweating in, you know. So if you eat the same and exercise more, weight will fall off, especially if you've been eating and maintaining your weight. Getting the extra exercise in means you're burning more. So you intake the same, burn more, you're gonna lose. Uh oh, you're about to go to sleep. All right, Mix Lex. I didn't intend. See, y'all done had me on here for 2 hours. Didn't I say I wanted to be on here quick? I didn't want to be on here like that. I enjoyed y'all. Always enjoy your lives. Thank you, Miss Lex. I enjoy the lives too. It is you all who make them so great. I gotta I gotta stop y'all from keeping me on here so long. I'll take a booty lift. I got 50-inch hips. It's work to keep this joker hot. Oh yes. I won't run though. I don't have the joints for it. Yeah, walking. Walking does the same thing. You know, some people like lunges will do it too. You don't have to do it as much, but who wants to do lunges? Just walk. Just go for a walk. I mean, back when I was doing couch to 5K before, I didn't realize it, but those 3 times a week, 5K slow jogs were my stress relief. I was on a really, really stressful project. I don't even know how I managed it. It had to be the couch to 5K program. Just getting out early in the morning. It got to a point where like I needed to go out for the run. If I didn't go out for the run, I was having a bad day. A bad day. Night night, Lex. No. I sent you to bed. You're hard headed. I know. I know, Shar. I know. But the baby's up. Like I said, the baby, he is still up and kicking, wide awake. He ain't nowhere near sleep. So it is what it is. I let him sleep too much today. Bless the baby. I let him sleep too much today because I was trying to get some work done. I will say my folks at work have been really accommodating. I was antsy about being on customer calls. My immediate manager lined up some work that didn't involve me being on any customer calls. They're all sort of at my pace kind of work things. And part of what I plan to do this week, especially on days where I didn't have to get up and walk the next morning, is when he goes to sleep, I can be up for a couple of hours, which gives me some time to like work. And then if I wasn't up late the night before, if I'm not walking that day, then I can start work a little early because he'll sleep in the mornings until about 9 o'clock. So I could get on, say maybe 7, 8, and get an extra hour or two. So I mean, I'm not a morning person like at all. But if I'm going to exercise, it has to happen first thing in the morning, or I can't be held liable. It will 95% not happen after work or in the middle of the day. So if I don't get up and do it, it ain't gonna get done. It ain't gonna get done. I like to get it done, get it out of the way, and start my day off like feeling great. And the fact that I get to walk with him, he mostly sleeps when we walk, but I know he's gonna be calm. He it's like being in a car for him, I guess, as long as we're moving with the stroller. He's perfectly fine whether he's hungry or not. But the key, Oreo, I'm going to throw something at this cat. But the key is to feed him before I go out. So my plan is to wake up at 6:30, feed him. He'll nurse somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Before he's like really done, and then he kind of drifts back off to sleep. So then that gives me an opportunity to get up, get dressed, stretch. Then I put him in the car seat, put him in the stroller. I get off to my walk. I'm out there for no longer than an hour, and then I'm back. Keep him in the car seat, hit my shower. I'm hoping to be back by 8, hit my shower, and then back out the door to take him to the sitter at 8:30. The sitter's fairly close, so I can take him by 8:30, come back in and be home by 9 to get my work day. and then she closes at 5:30. So if I'm home by 9, I can leave at 5 to guarantee that I'm picking him up by 5:30 and not late. And yeah, you get somebody's getting hungry. That's the hungry babble. When we start using those M's, milk, 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 or are you just trying to say, "Mama, I want your boob"? Who knows? But he's using those M's. That's the hell. I'm already tired. I know it's a lot. The good thing is I only have to do that 3 days a week. Just 3 days a week. I think the hit training, I will just get up, take him to the sitter, come back, do my hit training, and get to work. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I decided not to introduce the hit training until after he's at the sitter. It's too much to try to manage it now, especially this being the first week back. I'm going to be mentally exhausted as well as physically exhausted. So it is what it is. The good news is if I want to lay down for a nap, he will lay down with me. I might have to put a boob in his mouth to get him to do that. But he will lay down with me and give me a chance to nap for an hour or two. Or he'll lay there quietly while I'm there. And he's guarded by pillows. Me on one side, pillows on the other side. Hey, Justin for greatness. Thank you. Who's that kitty behind me? That's Sky. So that's my diabetic cat. That's the one who I said was having the hypoglycemic episodes. She's pretty, but she's mean. So most people are afraid of her, including the vet. So I've got the battle scars to prove it. But she can be sweet. You see? She's jumpy. She's jumpy. So, and she will draw blood. Yes, he's here and awake, but he's telling me he's hungry. He wants to eat again. So if I put him on the boob, he'll go down for the rest of the night. Say hello. Those pretty girls can be kind of mean. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Sky's a Gemini too. No, she's not. I know she's born in February, so she's definitely not a Gemini. Yeah. But he also has a full diaper here, so let's see. You poopy? I don't see any poopy. I just see a lot of pee-pee. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's an interesting plan, y'all, because that's just the before I work plan. But then, when I come back and I work, the plan is to pump at 10, 1, and 4. So I can make that work as long as the baby's not here. It's been very difficult trying to make that work when I'm trying to bottle feed him and then he's not really taking a whole meal. Hey, Philly, 7362. Thank you for the Mother's Day wishes. Thank you. So, it's just been difficult. I've been managing to get the pumps in, but the pumps just make me even more exhausted because I'm still breastfeeding in the morning and I'm breastfeeding in the evening after he would be home. Did I ever take any supplements for breastfeeding? No. Nope. I've just maintained my prenatal. I drink a ton of water. Like this is my hospital cup. Well, one of them, I have 2 of these. This is 4 cups of water in each one of these. This one is my second or third one for the day. I think this is my third one for the day. So as long as I get my water in, I got plenty of milk. I'm never drinking so much water before breastfeeding. Jaden will be 7 months in exactly 2 days. So on the 14th, he will be 7 months. Yeah. No, so no supplements. I actually have some samples, some breastfeeding supplement samples. When right before my cycle started, I did notice the dip in my milk, and I thought about the mother's milk teas and the supplement samples, but I wanted to see what I could do with natural foods that build your breast milk. So I kind of just made sure I drank some extra water. I know 7 months is going by so fast, so fast, and I tried to drink some extra water. I would like eat oatmeal, and throw some peanut butter, in the oatmeal, and that seemed to like give the milk a boost. But my supply still takes a dip, in my luteal phase. So once I've ovulated, I want to say a week after or like a few days after I've ovulated, that progesterone that I'm generating makes my milk take a dip, and he is not happy about that. So, and I notice it's a serious dip because I can pump, and I will literally get maybe an ounce, ounce and a half between both boobs pumping. It's a serious dip in the milk supply. So I'm grateful to have had the frozen milk that I would supplement him with during that time in my cycles. Now that he's getting solid foods, he hasn't really slowed down on the milk, but he's only getting solid foods once a day. He's very soon going to get solid foods twice a day, so he may start to slow down on the milk then. But he's almost to a year old where he'll just be eating foods 3 times a day by the time he gets up to a year. So we'll see how long we can take the breastfeeding. I actually began inducing to donate, so I'm researching like crazy. Oh, okay. That's a major dip. Yeah, yeah, it's serious. Because I thought, he just kept asking, kept wanting more, wanting more, wanting more. And it's just like, why are you not getting enough? And I was literally denying him because I was trying to stretch him out. It just seemed like he was cluster feeding or something. And it turns out my milk was taking a dip, and then I just felt horrible because he was hungry and I was denying him. And I was just like, oh my goodness. But then, I started really investigating like what's going on, how much is he really getting? And then I'm like, I thought I was losing my milk and I was trying to get it. Lo and behold, my cycle started probably, I want to say a week after. Once the progesterone starts to drop, the supply comes right back. So I'm not really in danger of losing it as long as I keep feeding him. But it's very clear that I have to, during that time, I have to feed him at will, because he's just not getting as much as he's used to and as much as he really wants. I'm just not producing it. I don't care how much water I drink. Um, the other thing I notice is like if you don't like water, you might be putting like those sugar-free flavor packets in your water. I do not produce milk on the flavored water. It's something about, maybe it's something about the aspartame or the artificial sugar. Like my body is like, nope, too much sugar. We're not making milk on that. So I have to drink straight water to get a good supply. Or if I do put flavor in the water, I can't count that water as my water for the day in order to keep a good supply. So my mama said, look at his fat cheeks. I just told her your story. Oh, thanks. I think he's just, the cheeks is kind of a family thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You laughing? What mommy say funny? Mommy pinch your cheeks. That's funny. Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, it's something about it's I don't know if it's me because remember I got an insulin resistance, so it could just be me and the extra sugars in my body. But juice, soda, none of that counts as water for milk production for me. I have to drink straight water. You may find something different, but I have to drink straight water, none of that. Because I've tried like just adding. I mean, I can drink straight water. I don't have a problem with it. But every once in a while, you want some flavor with your meal. And I've tried that. I've done one of those packets in 4 cups of water. So that's like 2 bottles of water to one packet, and that still wasn't enough. It was still too much sugar. So even though these are like sugar free packets, the aspartame, maybe it's the aspartame and not the actual sugar. I don't know, but it didn't work for my supply at all. Hey, Mrs. Living in Hope. Hey, boo. Yeah. So it's let me see. Yeah, so whatever you can do. I know there are like I think I don't know if you guys follow like Tay Marie. She did a video on like a homemade like granola, like these little granola bars. I think it had like chocolate chips. It was like oatmeal, peanut butter, honey. And she kind of made her own bars, and those were supposed to help with milk supply. She liked it. It was really good for her. I think she said it was helping with her milk supply. She was also drinking, I think, the mother's milk tea as well. I never drank any of the teas. I just really wanted to see what my body would do naturally with food. So if I feel like it's taking a dip, then, I try to get some extra peanut butter or I'll eat some oatmeal. Something about the grains kind of help with the milk supply, so I try to get a little bit more in that. Love that shirt, Mama Bear. Yes, yes. And he has his little baby bear onesie. He's not wearing it today, but that way we get to twin a little bit. Yep. Oh, the other thing is with the pandemic, I'm missing out on his 6-month photo shoot. So he didn't get to have his 6-month photo shoot. He's about to be 7 months. Um, so that's the other great thing about me doing the outfit of the day on Instagram that I talked about earlier in the live. I got a picture of him every single day for a month. So, and that just ended on Sunday. So I got 30 days of him and completely all in his 6 months. So I guess I can consider that his 6-month photo shoot. Since I wasn't able to get the professional shoot done thanks to the pandemic. Don't bite me. No bite, baby. No bite. I've been making lactation cookies, banana to replace the flour, oatmeal raisin with flax seeds. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. Flax seeds. The outfit of the day was cute. I think I saw it on Instagram. Yes, I've only been doing it on Instagram. I'm gonna tell you, that's a whole lot of work. I'm not a social media girl, so posting every day, that was rough. Okay, it got a little rough towards the end where you saw a bunch of multiple posts because I was missing the days. It is rough trying to post a picture every single day. I'm not that girl. Sorry, I'm just not. So yes, you can't have the computer, and no, you can't have the phone. You got all these other toys. Here, you got all these other toys to play with. Don't you bite me. Don't you bite me. He's using his 2 little teeth, y'all. I'm telling you. Don't you bite me. So, but I'm glad because he'll soon not be able to fit those clothes. And I feel like they have gone to waste. But most of them, if he has a little sibling, can be passed down. So that's the good thing. The good thing there. Yes. Say hi to the people. Hi to the people. Yes. You say hi to the people. Oh no, the cats won't let him do that. He already gripping them up though. Yeah. He's already gripping them up. He just likes to chew on what he wants to chew on. He has a thing for cords, like extension cords, charging cords. He has to grab them all the time. He grabs the cords with his foot, with his hand. He just has a thing for cords. So I have to keep him away from him. And now that we've been on the floor this week, my coffee table is like metal. He's found his way over to the legs of the coffee table and was trying to chew on that. Yeah. You hear mommy talking about you? It's funny. You just want something hard to chew on. I don't even know that you're getting a good chew on that toy. But I just recently bought him this teething egg. It came as a set. There's this one thing and there's another one that's got little spiny things. So like when his molars are coming in, you can put that in his mouth and chew on it for his molars. But he does seem to like it, but it's new, so it's not one of his favorite things. But he gets bored. He gets bored with it quick. But I will say it feels hard. But like if you bite it, I see why it works so well as a teething toy. And it's like a little rattle. If you can hear that. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's like a little rattle too. But as you can see, whatever he can get his hands on to chew on, whether that be my arm, my bottom lip, my leg, he has tried to bite the boob. I'm not even going to say try. He has bitten the boob, and I promptly take the boob from him. I'm usually screaming because it hurts a lot. I got a cracker that they threw in the freezer for me. Yeah. I mean, he has this one the ladies at the dentist office gave him as a gift. Right? A lot of these toys don't go in the freezer anymore. They just go in the refrigerator. But reading the box, the little teething egg, you can put in the freezer or in the refrigerator to get the cooling. But they do also say you can use like a wet rag placed in the freezer or in the refrigerator for them to chew on. Yeah, you're probably uncomfortable because this diaper is like super full. He doesn't really do the pacifier thing very much. Let me see. 80s babies live that struggle life. Yeah. We had the teething ring. Ouch. We had the teething rings that you put in the freezer that were too cold for the baby to hold themselves. Yeah, I'm sorry, baby. Yeah, see, he's angling for the boob now. Yeah. Yeah, we got to get you a dry bum bum, and then we'll lay down, okay? Yeah. It's okay, baby. Yeah. So you see, he's like, excuse me. All right. That's my cue, ladies. That is my cue. Yeah, yeah. The ghost face, that's for greatness. That's for the biting, right? It hurts a lot. And it's crazy because when he first got his teeth, he wasn't biting at all. And people were like, has he bit you yet? And I'm just like, no, he hasn't bit at all. And I think a couple days later, he tried it. But when he is hungry right now. Trying to think what I got over here. I don't have anything other than a boob to give him. But when he's eating, he does not bite. It's when the milk has run out and he's just playing. That's when he starts to bite. So I have to be careful that when he's done eating, that I take him off, or I am sure to get bitten. And because I've scolded him about it, what he will do, which is kind of cute but not cute, is he'll look at me while he plots on biting me. He's looking to see if I'm paying attention because I'm looking at him and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him like, you better not bite me. and he'll smile, and then a few minutes after that I'm getting bit. So he knows what he's doing at this point. Okay, baby. I know. I put you in the position. I'm sorry. All right, y'all. I'm going to sign out because he's a hungry baby. I got to feed him, but it was great chatting with you all. Say bye-bye to the people. Say bye-bye. You want to say bye-bye? He said, I don't care about them people. I'm looking for my boo. All right. No, he won't bite. He'll get on and he'll actually eat. But he's gonna fall asleep on this feed. Yes, it was good talking with you all. I really do have to edit my videos. I keep saying this every time, but I'll get to some and I'll be posting them, so you all are about to get spammed by a bunch of videos until I can get caught up. All right, ladies. Sticky baby, that's to all those TTC. Good night. Bye. Oh. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Jaden. Say bye-bye. Bye, ladies. Thank you, Shar.